Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about how to get started with investing. It's not as complicated as you would think. I thought it was a crazy complicated thing, and then I actually started investing about a year or so ago, and I gotta tell you, I don't regret it one bit. I get this question all the time from my students and my viewers: how do I get started investing? Because when you hear the word investing, it sounds like this crazy complicated thing, and it can be. But when you're getting started, it doesn't need to be and it doesn't have to be. And I'm gonna tell you in this video how to get started without having any kind of crazy risk involved and things like that. So here we go. Let's talk about how to get started investing. If you don't already have a Webull account, which is the investing platform that I personally recommend, be sure to check out my link down in the description. We'll talk more about that in just a moment, but it'll get you 2 free stocks, one for signing up and one for depositing your first $100 and getting started investing. So when it comes to getting started with investing, you, number one, need to determine an amount that's good for you and the amount that you're willing to risk when you get started investing. I personally recommend having $100 set aside. Set aside $100 that you don't have to do it all at one time, but you can say, here's $20 a week until you get to that $100. And this is $100 that whether I make money or lose money, I'm just putting it aside solely to learn how to invest. And that's a really good way to learn how to invest, but also to mitigate your risk. So you're not really gonna lose too much money if those stocks that you end up purchasing do terribly. But I've gotta tell you, over the course of history, stocks have proven to be a better use of your money than just sticking it in a savings account or something that gets like 0.001% interest. Just to give you an example, I make more in a single day on a couple $100 in stocks than I do on thousands of dollars in a savings account. Even if they're losing money, usually there's some type of gain because I don't invest in just one particular stock. I spread mine out. You want to have $100 ready to go, ready to potentially lose. And I know $100 is not a small amount, but it's also a good amount to get started with. Something else you want to consider is you want to get an investment platform that allows paper trading. Now, Webull, the investment platform that I personally use and recommend, they do offer paper trading. Now, this means that you can trade with fictional money that's actually not going to be lost or gained from you, to simulate what a trade looks like. This is great because it allows you to learn how to trade, how to buy stocks, how to sell stocks, but it also shows you potentially what you could have made or what you could have lost, because this is a simulated version of trading. It's pretty cool, no risk whatsoever. So you've got your $100, you've got an idea of how you want to spend that maybe, and if you don't, that's okay too, because you want to have a platform that gives you research and it gives you the tools necessary to do that research and to learn what stocks to invest in. Webull is the one that I use, and they offer plenty of free tools. So many free tools that I've never had to pay for a single upgrade to get more information and things like that. They do offer upgrades, but you don't have to pay for that. I personally recommend that you don't. So after you've got your money, you've decided on a platform you want to use, next thing you need to do is set up your account. Now, accounts, when you're creating your account with an investment platform, take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to be approved. And this is just because any investment platform has to make sure that the person you say you are is who you actually are. You cannot go and buy an investment for your neighbor or vice versa. They want to make sure it's you who's creating the account and setting it up. So it does take a day or so to get approved, meaning if you want to buy a stock and you already know what that stock is, and it could potentially have some huge growth over the next week, you don't want to wait until the day you wanted to buy that stock. You want to go ahead and get your account set up and approved and everything now, so that when you go to buy your stock, you're ready to go. If you signed up for Webull using the link down in the description, then you will have gotten your 2 free stocks, one for signing up, one for depositing your first $100. What I recommend you do is save those stocks. You can sell them, of course, immediately and transfer that money into your bank account if you want to, but I recommend that you hang on to them and see how they grow, because here's the thing, there's no risk whatsoever with those for you, because that was free money that was given to you, free stocks from the company, meaning that if you do happen to lose money on those stocks, then it's not really like you lost any money at all, because that was free money that was handed to you. But if you gain money, that could be a potentially huge increase. What I do recommend, though, is keeping it for a learning purpose. You can really watch those stocks and see how they're growing, how they're losing money, how they could potentially gain you quite a bit of money. But you can learn a lot through having those 2 free stocks. You can click it and get the statistics and see how people are trading. You can read the comments. You can get the news, the press releases. It's got all that stuff 100% free on every single stock on the platform, but I recommend you keep your 2 free stocks and see what happens with them. It's entirely up to you though. You are more than welcome to sell those and transfer them to your bank account if that's what you want to do. Next thing I recommend is choosing a platform that allows you to invest in many different types of investments. So the reason I say this is a lot of platforms only allow you to invest in stocks. Or if you're into cryptocurrency and it's a huge growing market, and I do recommend you look into that as well, then you want to also have a platform that allows you to invest in cryptocurrency. Webull luckily allows you to do both. A lot of platforms don't. The reason that it's good to be able to invest in both is you might not want to buy cryptocurrency at the moment, but then that might be something you want to do later on. And instead of having multiple accounts with multiple apps and platforms, and you have to load each app up to see what's going on with your money, I like to have all mine in one place. And that's what's cool about Webull is I can have my cryptocurrency and my stocks in one place, and that's what I do. I buy Bitcoin whenever I get a chance. Whenever I get a spare $50, it's going to Bitcoin because I personally see that as going up. Wish I had gotten in on it sooner, but you know what? I'm not going to be left behind on this next time that it has a huge increase. So you want to make sure that you have a platform that allows you to invest in multiple things. Now you've got your account set up and you've got $100 ready to invest. Let's talk about how to invest it, how to actually invest your first $100. Now, hopefully you signed up for a cash account. You can sign up for a cash account or a market account when you're signing up to invest. I recommend everybody sign up for a cash account because it means you can never spend more money than you have in your account. If you deposit $100, you can only spend $100. On a market account, you can purchase pretty much how much ever they give you for your limit, and it's almost like a credit limit. If they give you $20,000 to spend, then you can purchase $20,000 in stocks and potentially lose quite a bit of money on credit, which I do not recommend anybody do. Especially if you're new to investing. As someone who's invested for over a year now and made quite a bit of money, I can tell you that I still will always invest with a cash account because I never want the risk there of spending more money than I have in my account. And so with a cash account, whatever money you deposit from your bank account into Webull, that's the amount of money that you're allowed to spend. It's a great way to never have to worry that you're spending more money or accidentally purchasing more stock than you have money for. So how do you choose your first stock? Well, this is entirely up to you. What I recommend doing is investing in something that either has very low risk to start off with or something that you personally feel good about. You have a ton of research tools and a ton of information like press releases and recommendations from professionals when you use Webull. It even tells you whether the professionals are recommending you buy, sell, hold, whatever with the stock. That's pretty cool because it gives you professional recommendation. But what I recommend that you do is a little bit of research. Make sure that the company you're investing in, you feel like there's going to be a good future potential return with that. And if you're wanting to invest in crypto, cool thing is you don't have to buy an entire amount. So say you want to buy Bitcoin, you don't have to buy one Bitcoin to invest in Bitcoin because it would be like $40,000, $50,000 at the moment. You can buy a part of a Bitcoin and still experience that increase if there is an increase over time. So that's what's really cool about investing with crypto on Webull. A lot of places, they want you to buy an entire unit of whatever currency that is. You can buy fractions of it on Webull. In order to pick your first stock, if you already have a company in mind that you like and that you know is doing well, that's one way to go. But what I also recommend you do is a little bit of research using the tools that are free on the app, and there are plenty. You can even sort by companies that have experienced a huge increase recently or companies that have experienced a huge loss. I recommend diversifying a little bit. Don't just put it all in one particular stock unless that's what you feel like you need to do. But I recommend buying a couple different things and just seeing how that works out for you over the course of maybe a month or two. And of course, I personally recommend holding these a lot longer. I'm into long-term stocks. That's just me. But if you're wanting to do some more short-term stuff, you can also do that by investing in a few different things. If you're really risk averse, meaning that you don't like a lot of risk, look into an ETF. There's a lot of those out there. And what these are is they're funds that allow you to invest in one particular fund, but it's a fund made up of multiple companies, meaning that if a stock does go down, chances are that ETF has stocks in there that have experienced some type of growth because they've diversified a lot. Just for example, you might have Apple and you might have some startups and you might have some other things in there. And Apple might be experiencing an increase while the startups are experiencing a decrease. So it's going to pretty much level out there. That increase is going to level out that decrease. And so ETFs are great for that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're new to stocks, what your questions are. I can try and help you out. Again, if you don't already have a Webull account, be sure to check out that link in the description. There's a lot of links out there, but that link in the description is guaranteed to get you your 2 free stocks, one just for signing up and one for depositing your first $100. That second stock is usually a little bit higher value, potentially significantly more higher value than the first one. That's the way to go. If you're new to investing and you don't already have a platform, I highly recommend that these are the things that you should do to get started, and I don't see how you could go wrong. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and you want to hear more about how to save money, personal finance, and how to grow your money through investments, and I'll see you guys later.